On this day in history, May 14th, 1940, as part of World War II, Rotterdam in the Netherlands is bombed by the Luftwaffe of Nazi Germany despite a ceasefire, killing about 900 people and destroying the historic city centre. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopaedia Britannica going over the history of the city. Rotterdam, a city of the Netherlands in the province of South Holland, on both banks of the New Maas, at the confluence of the canalized Rot, and at a junction station 14.5 miles by rail south by southeast of The Hague. The population of the city, the principal Dutch port, was about 20,000 in 1632, 53,212 in 1796, 105,858 in 1860, 379,017 in 1905, and 612,372 in 1940. Rotterdam probably owes its existence to the two castles which existed in feudal times. In 1299, John I, Count of Holland, granted to the people of Rotterdam the same rights as were enjoyed by the burghers of Beverwyck, which were identical with those of Haarlem. This privilege marks the origin of the town. It continued to increase in size, various extensions of its boundaries being made, and its trading importance is to a large extent the result of its commercial intercourse with England. Its shipping facilities made it the first commercial city of Holland, and the third largest port on the continent. By means of the new waterway, from 1869 to 90, to the Hook of Holland, it is accessible for the largest ships. Ships drawing 24 feet can come up at any time, and those drawing 24 to 33 feet at high water. The length of the quays is about 16 miles. The river is spanned by a road bridge from 1878 and a railway bridge 1877 passing from the Boompies to the North Island, whence they are continued to the farther shore by swing bridges, through which the largest ships can pass to the upper river. These bridges prove useful in breaking up the ice which forms above them in winter. On the south side of the river are numerous large docks and wharves, which were enlarged after World War I, while the city proper on the north side consists of a labyrinth of basins and canals with tree-bordered quays. These were bombed systematically by the Germans during the invasion of May 10 to 14, 1940, and later by the Allied air forces. In the center of the town is the Beursplein, or Exchange Square. Behind the exchange is the great marketplace, built on vaulting over a canal, and containing a bronze statue of Erasmus, who was born in Rotterdam in 1467. The statue is the work of Hendrik de Keyser, and was erected in 1622 to replace an older one. Beyond the marketplace is the High Street, which runs along the top of the Maas Dyke. On the west of the city, a pretty road leads from the Zoological Gardens, 1857, on the north to a small park, which contains a statue of the popular poet Hendrik Tollens, died 1856, a native of the city. Among the churches of Rotterdam is an English church, originally built by the first Duke of Marlborough, whose arms may be seen with the royal arms over the entrance. The Grootkerk, or Lawrence-kerk, end of the 15th century, contains a fine brass screen, 1715, a celebrated organ with nearly 5,000 pipes, and the monuments of Admiral Witte de With, died 1658, and other Dutch naval heroes. In the new market adjoining is a fountain adorned with sculptures erected in 1874 to commemorate the Jubilee of the Restoration of Dutch Independence, 1813. The museums of the city comprise an ethnographical museum, the Maritime Museum, established by the Yacht Club in 1874, and the Boijmans Museum, 1867, containing pictures, drawings, and engravings, as well as the town library. Of the original collection of pictures bequeathed by F.J.O. Boijmans in 1847, more than half was destroyed by the fire in 1864, but the collection has been enlarged since and is representative of both ancient and modern artists. In 1935, the Boijmans Museum was erected outside the business center of the city. It contains some of the most famous masterpieces of Dutch art and an extremely fine collection of old Delft china. Close to the museum is a statue of the statesman Gijsbert Karel van Hagendorp, 1762 to 1834, a native of the city. Among the remaining buildings must be mentioned the Old Town Hall, 17th century, restored 1823, the New Town Hall, the Concert Hall of the Harmonic Club, the Record Office, 1900, the Lees Cabinet, or Subscription Library, and reading rooms, and the 10-storied Wiethus, 1897, which is used for offices and is one of the highest private buildings on the continent. On May 14, 1940, shortly after the Dutch had ceased resistance to the German invaders, enemy bombers completely destroyed the business center of Rotterdam. An estimated 25,000 to 30,000 people were killed in the raid. The industries comprise the manufacture of tobacco, cigars, margarine, rope, leather, etc., and there are breweries, distilleries, and sugar refineries. Shipbuilding yards extend above and below the city, one of the earliest being that of the Netherlands Steamboat Company, 1825. It is, however, as a commercial rather than as a manufacturing city that Rotterdam became distinguished, its progress in this respect having been very striking. Between 1850 and 1902, the area of the port was increased from 96 to more than 300 acres. Rotterdam ordinarily has a great transit trade of goods in bulk, and, besides its maritime trade, it has an extensive river traffic. Its overseas trade is principally with the Dutch colonies, New York, La Plata, and the east and west coasts of Africa. The great harbor works on the south side of the river, required to accommodate this growing trade, were planned by Stiljes, died 1878.